Okay, so this is the Golden Harvest board. We're gonna solder the pads according to the diagram listed here. Okay, it's on the web page, and as you can see, it's gonna be very simple. First, we're gonna bridge these pads here. Let me see if I got my bridging tools. Okay, so we're gonna use little resistor legs. Okay, resistor legs, I use them to bridge with between certain pads. Alright, so let's put this to the side for now. Now we're gonna do some quick soldering just to prep the board. Okay, my tins, and just quick bridging. Okay, so we know we're going to use the first three based on the diagram is the NeoPixel LED. Okay, just quick clean bridging, doesn't need to be a lot. I usually go out okay, so you get nice clean silvery pins. Let me see if I can focus. See, nice clean silvery pins. Okay, next one we want is the switch, which the switch are the two at the end here for one switch we're doing. Okay, so quick solder, boom. The solder takes nicely. Power and then negative. Okay. We're not doing two bridging, so I'm not too concerned with the second piece. Okay. Now, next ones will be the data line, which the data line is this one right here. Okay, so we're going to do the data line now. Bridge data line. On the form, data line would say strip. Okay. Nice, like I said, nice and clean. Don't need to last too long on the pad. Alright, just a nice clean swipe. Okay. Next, you have the speakers. Speakers are the middle section. Okay. Quick speaker connect. Put the pad. Add the solder. Boom. Put the pad. Add the solder. Boom. Now you have your speakers set up. Then you got your power. Okay, let's clean this up. Okay. Let's move this a little bit down here. You got your power and your battery negative. Alright? And your power. Boom. Like I said, don't need to add too much solder, okay? Now that your pad is nice and ready, okay, it will look like this. Let's focus in, hold on. Okay, nice and clean. Right, but right now, I don't need all the other accents, okay? So next is gonna be wiring the board, right? So let's pre-cut everything. Let's set it all up. Okay, so you have, we're not doing the pad one there. We're not doing the 2 switch, we're doing the 1 switch for the saber that I'm going to do. Okay, make sure everything is as it should be, negative, negative, power, power. Now, regarding setting up the board, you might want to do something to keep the board in place for now. See how we're going to line up the board. You want the board to have an SD card access. Okay, so we want the board to look clean. So this is the top side where you're going to want it on your chassis. Okay, so chassis is going to go there with the board side coming out like this. Okay, that's how you're going to want your chassis. So let's see, align this perfectly. It perfectly, as you see, Damien, perfectly aligns. We don't have to do anything with the board. It perfectly aligns. Okay, for all the wiring specs that we're going to need. Wires can be ran right underneath, so no problem with that. Okay, looks like it perfectly aligns. So let's do the wiring. All right, so first off, we got the power switches, everything, all the power switches are here. The one for the negative is going to be right here. So we're going to want to go and bridge that next. Okay, so we're going to bridge that next. Let's reattach this piece. Okay, there you go. I always leave it a little bit up so I can bridge it properly. Okay, we're going to want to take our pin and pin it properly so we can bridge it. Now, let's get some solder. Okay. You're going to want to bridge properly, so we're going to go like this and push the bridge in. There you go, 2 sides are bridged. I'm going to bridge the other side, so let's put some pressure in. All right. Let's tighten the board a bit. Here you go. I'll push that bridge in. This is what I do. Boom. Now that's bridged. You want to snip off the excess bridging. So let's snip that off. Okay, so you can see it's properly bridged. Want to snap off the bridge part. And there you go. Okay. Nice and bridged. Okay. Excuse me. Now here's your power lines for your switches. And you're going to want to do your NeoPixel wiring. Okay. So you're going to line up your NeoPixel. Okay. Make sure it's long enough. So extend the black. Make sure everything is nicely wrapped up the way it should be. Okay, this is what I do. Ba, 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 ba. Nicely wrapped up. Okay. Let's align this properly. Now, one of the things I should suggest is instead of wiring on the outside, let's see if we can wire it on the back. It'll be a lot easier. But for now, let's wire it on the outside here. Okay, so negative is your black. All right, so you want to line it. And this will be a lot easier. I'm just using it because this was already pre-wired. But you want to line it, make sure it aligns. You have enough wiring. Yes, you do. Okay, so let's unsolder this a little bit. Unwire this. Now, we're going to wire the PCB. Okay, so let's wire the PCB. And tighten this up a little bit here. Okay, now let's wire the PCB to the proper alignments. Now, obviously, this is going to go where the USB is going to show on the other side. So we're going to line this right here to this section. Let me get my my tools. I should have prepared this before. Okay, so we're gonna dip this. Okay, then we're gonna add some, tin it up. Okay, now we're gonna apply it here. Okay, nice and easy. Boom. Okay, so negative line is set up. Next you want to set up is your data line. All right, your data line goes down here. Okay, so you're going to set up the data line. Let's see. Dip it in. Okay, I'm going to do the data line now. So don't need too much. There you go. All right, let's align it. And now you're going to do your data line. So let me just move this around so I can do this properly. This is your data line here. Boom. Data line set up. All right, next you got your positive wire. Okay, so your positive wire is going to go to your positive pad. Okay, and your positive pad is the number 2 from the left. Okay, so we're going to set up that right there. Now, I don't want to set that up yet. We can actually bridge it in different ways. You can do it with the padding. You can do it on the pad. For LGT, it'll be easier if you just assign it to the pad itself. And that would be this piece right here. That you would normally, the way you normally do it, you can do it again. Okay. Where you got the positive pad going to the positive. Now, keep in mind the switch. We're going to take off the switch from here. We're going to move the switch a little bit different. But for now, we're going to add the chassis part. So, this piece right here can go easily right about here. Okay, and you can bridge this with this. Okay, you can bridge them together. That's what I'm going to do right now. And we're going to bridge them together. Okay, now let's get let me see, maybe I should get a bigger wire. No, should be all right. All right, let's do this. I'm all butterfingers today. Okay. So for you, Damien, you can bridge this together. You know what? I'm doing this with this in my hand. Let's use my twisting. This is what I use for twisting. Okay. Put it together. Line them up. Okay. Just kind of twist these together right here. And it's very important because you wanna I should have actually made the wiring a little longer. Let's see if it's not. Hold on, let me make this wire a little longer. And of course, you know, this is my first experimenting on the Golden Harvest for the LGT course, so just want to show we can actually do it. Here we go. Wiring is longer. Now we should be able to do it better. Align the wiring. There you go. Okay. There you go. Now we're getting somewhere. Again, the gauge wiring should be a little bit different, but I'm just going to do a quick test, see how this works out. And now we're going to put it on the positive line right here. Okay? Always be consistent and careful not to bridge too much into it. All right, nice solid connection. Okay, that's done for that. Now we want to cut here to make some to connect to the positive pad for the battery. Okay. Let's do a little more. And of course, your team will probably have all this pre-ready. There you go. Okay. So let's extend this outward a little bit. Okay. Now let's pre-solder that. Again, this is not my normal way of installing, just doing quick testing. Okay. Now that's going to go on the positive pad. All right. Next, we're going to target the switch. All right. And I'll do that separately. You got your negative pad, which right now has a red. Do I have black right now? I do have black. We're going to switch this red to a black. Just because I like to color coordinate. And I do not like having some weird ass colors. Okay. So you're going to get some black wiring. Right. Let's try to aim it so we can get a nice clean install. For now, let's remove this one. Okay, we're going to remove it. Probably reuse it later if we need more wiring. We're going to rewire this one. Okay. So we know which one is our negative, which one is our positive. You should always have the girls do color coordination, Damien. Okay? It's very important. Alright. I like to clean my pad. Alright, pre-tinned. We're going to add this to the pad right here. Okay. It's pre-tinned. Now we're going to, of course, measure where we need our negative and where our positive meets, okay? So let's, again, do the board. Make sure the board and everything is proper. Okay, the board is going to be flipped upside down, okay, because all the wiring is underneath. Okay, we're going to have all the wiring underneath. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, everything looks good. Okay, so now we're going to measure the wiring for the negative, positive parts. Okay, so the positive goes there. Now look how clean this is, you know? This is what I'm talking about. Nice and clean wiring. Now we can wire it, ba-ba. Okay, we can put it under as well. Let's cut about this much. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Put my wiring back. Again, don't judge me on the wiring gauges. I just want to try to test this out, see how this works out for us. Okay. Now we're going to flip the board. Okay. Because we want the board to be able to have the right area that we need. Alright, so for the negative line, okay, it goes in the corner. Let's move the white wire out the way. Let's put this proper here, just so we can have an entry. Okay, we're gonna wire this real quick. Boom. Nice and clean. Look at that. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Simple wiring. Now we can either put this on the side here. Okay, let's do the wiring setup. We can wire it and put it to the side where the channel is for the wiring. Okay, is that an actual channel there for the wiring? Let's rewire this. Okay, depends how deep you want the chassis to be. Doesn't need to be too deep. Okay, so we know we can align the wiring like this for a nice clean alignment. Next we're going to do is the speaker. Okay, so you want to see where your speaker is going to be. All right, so let's lift the board. Speakers are going to be okay, we gotta switch it just so we know what we're looking at. We're gonna add the positive pad at the end. Okay, so let's wire it this way, align it this way so we can see. You got your positive pad, you got your accent LEDs in the front. Hold on, just like this. And I did this wrong. See, this is why it's good to see what you're doing. I actually wired it wrong, so let's rewire this. It's not a problem. Give me 1 second. Okay, sorry. So I had to just do some cleaning up real quick. All right, so let's go back to the board. Like I said, you're gonna have the SD card on the top, okay? And now your battery part is your battery parts are down here, okay? And then your speakers as well. So what you want to first align is your speakers, okay? So we're gonna use my little holder again. All right, let's flip it over. I like to angle. It just gives it easier access to what I'm gonna do. Okay, you got your speaker pads. Okay, now it's very important that you're careful with your speaker part in the wiring. The wiring is easy. You just gotta wire it real quick, in the sense of don't linger too much on the wiring. Okay, and it doesn't matter where the negative goes or the positive goes. Just wire it up. All right, so let's do the first one. Okay, got the speaker wire. Pick your other speaker wire. Okay, make sure there's no bridges. There aren't. Okay. Next, we're going to do the positive and the negative lines. Okay. So, let's take this off. In this case, I got a 2-watt 4 ohm, but I might do a 3-watt later. Just because. Okay, but for now, we're just going to do the 2-watt. Now, again, we're going to line it here. See how the alignment goes. All right, look how clean it is so far. Very, very clean. Very nice. Okay, which is important for us. All right, so that's that. And look at every corner, every angle, make sure everything lines up properly. Okay. Now we're going to do the positive and the negative. And the positive and the negative are going to be on this side. So we're going to want to move this pin here to the other side. Okay. So let's do that first. Just so that it's a nice cleaner look. Okay. I'm going to add some solder to the other corner. Okay. Now let's put this back in. Nice and simple, nice and quick. Okay. Let's put that back. Now remember, we still have the wiring for the pixel. Okay, you're gonna want to mix it in a little bit. But for now, we're gonna put back this wiring. Okay, so the negative goes in the corner. So we're gonna want to measure it out just for a clean, nice purpose. We're gonna go here. So we're gonna want to measure it. We're gonna cut it about this much right here. All right. There you go. Okay. Now we're going to give the access to wire the pad. Okay. We want to tint it. Okay, it's all tinted. Now again, you want to see where the wires are going to be. Okay, we're going to run the wires like this. Okay, because it's going to go there. So this one will go here in the corner. So let's move this. Put this here for now. I'm going to wire it right there. All right, so let's do that. Let me see, maybe move it around so you can do it easier. This is the wiring. So for now, you're just going to kind of go like this. Like I said, you can do it differently. I'm just doing this real quick. All right, see what I mean? I created a bridge here. So I want to clean this bridge up. So let me clean it up first. Got it. Okay. So again, you're going to want to move it. Like I said, I'm just doing this crazy. Normally I would do it faster and more professional. But I just want to wire it so you can see how this works. Okay, so let's bridge it. There you go. That's better. Okay, nice and tight. Alright, so now you want to do the positive line. Now, like I said, the positive line, you want to measure it too. But the positive line, we're going to merge it with the pixel line. Okay? So the positive line is also going to go on the right side. Right, but this time, you're going to kind of put it this way, like this. Right, so you want to take it and you want to kind of connect it with this one. Right, it's going to tighten this one up. All right, and like I said, you want to not have too much wiring, so let's cut about this much. Okay. Okay. Bridge it. Now the switch, we're gonna have to do some stuff. I haven't tried the switch yet. It's a single switch, so we need to make sure configuration is for single switch config. We gotta vamp these two. I have people that are better at this than me. But okay. Let's just add solder to this. terrible at this part. Hold on. Okay. I just need it for the purpose of connection. Okay. Now remember what I said. You want the connection to be from here, from this point. So let's move our stuff so we can angle this better. Rearrange this piece. Again, I don't have my normal tools, so bear with me. Okay. Normally I use my helping hands, but for now, let's just try to do this the way we can. You want to make sure it's a nice clean install, so you want to put it close as possible for a nice clean install. Alright, for now that works. So we can just get this all tested out. Alright, now the switch part, you got to see where the recharge port goes. And let's see, there's a section here for using a recharge port. Okay, here we go. In addition to LED wiring, recharge port. Alright, so you want your recharge port to go from the battery, positive, and the battery negative. So you're going to wire it to the positive and negative of the battery. Alright, for your recharge port. So how do we do that is your question. Alright, so with Golden Harvest, I believe you want your switch LED to be on an accent pad. Okay, we need to look at what that accent pad is. 20. Let's see, accent pad, high power, blah, blah, blah. 3 is accent pad 5. So accent pad 5 is your LED. Okay, so where's your accent pad 5 at? Accent pad 5 will be this one, which I didn't pre-solder. So let's go back and do the accent pad for the LED switch. And just real quick padding. Okay, that's your LED switch, which would be the blue section here. Okay, I mean, sorry, the green one. Alright, so let's just wire it for now. We can rewire it later. Alright, so that would be number 5 right here. Alright, so we got number 5. Then we got a positive to the switch, which positive to the switch will be the one in the corner is the positive of your switch. So we're going this way. You're going to want your positive of your switch here. Okay. And then this will be your battery positive, and your ground, I'm guessing, will be the blue to your ground. Let's try that. Okay. Blue of your ground. Again, not my proper way of doing this, but we just want to test it for now. Okay. Now, recharge port positive will go to your battery again. Okay, so we can connect this one actually to the positive right here of your battery. Okay, same way like before on a normal LGT board. Alright, so let's add some more just to be safer. That is soldered in there. Okay, here we go. Alright, so I think we're good. I mean, let's see. We got our switches. Oops, let me get this rearranged. Okay, we got our switches. Let's make sure our switch can still be used over here. Yes, it can. See? Nice in there. We got our pixel. We're going to set up. And our battery. So, switch, pixel, battery. We're looking good, guys. Okay? So, let's flip this over. See how this will look wired-wise. Okay? I can probably refix all this later. But for now, I just want to see if the board will fit here properly. Based on what I'm looking at, yes it can. Okay. Now, I know you guys kind of glue things in, and we'll do that soon. Let's insert this the way we normally do on a normal day to day. Alright, so let me get my. Alright, gentlemen and ladies, I present to you the first Golden Harvest